Castor oil penetrates deeper than any other oil, and wherever it penetrates it can break up lumps, bumps, adhesions. So great for cysts in the breast, for breast cancer, great for irritable bowel, great for constipation. It's very good at breaking up stones in the gallbladder, kidney stones, bone spurs.
Dr. Barbara O'Neill believes in using food as medicine to treat illnesses, thereby keeping you away from the hospital. She is a strong advocate for holistic and natural health, with many testimonies to support her claim. Today, she will teach us how to use common foods as medicine in treating common illnesses that affect us. Watch till the end of this video to avoid missing all the juicy details.
Now, to use castor oil, you make a little pack. Now, this is not really a poultice, it's more a compress.
To use the castor oil for healing, Dr. Barbara advises you pour a small quantity of the oil into a napkin or towel. Ensure the outer layer of the napkin not facing your skin is lined with a plastic bag to prevent the oil from leaking and soiling your clothes. Place the castor oil compress on the affected area and hold in place with a cloth or bandage.
So the beauty of this is the plastic isn't really touching you. So the only thing that's touching you is the paper topping, and the plastic is really just to protect your clothes and stop oil going everywhere, which you don't want. Castor oil is very thick and it takes a little while to soak in. So I say to people, when you're using castor oil, pour it in and don't touch it for about half an hour, and that will soak in. Now that's a really good area to put on the abdomen. Now if castor oil is applied to the abdomen, it will heal any problems in the abdomen. So what have we got in abdomen? For a woman, there's the uterus. So that will penetrate and break up fibroids in the uterus. That will penetrate and break up cysts on the ovaries. That will penetrate and soften the colon if the person has constipation. That will penetrate into the colon and heal the colon if the person has bad diarrhea. The castor oil will go in and it will penetrate very, very deep, and it causes a cleansing and a healing in that area. Now the potato is a drawer, but the potato is very gentle. There are areas in the body you would not put onion, and you would not put ginger, and you would not put garlic, but the gentle potato. So where are those areas? In the tender parts of the body. So your eyes. It's very calming and cooling for inflamed eyes, conjunctivitis, sprained ankle. The greater potato is very cooling, so if you've got an inflamed red area, the potato, because it's high in phosphorus and potassium, the skin absorbs that, and because it's very alkaline, it neutralizes the acid condition, cools it, and it can draw out and reduce the inflammation.
Potato is a food proven to have medicinal properties. To use grated potato as medicine, get a plastic or leather to make for an outer covering. Then get a cloth, place this cloth on the plastic. This forms an inner layer. Grate your potato on the cloth. Be careful not to use too much potato. Then fold the cloth to cover and hold the potato, and place it on the affected area with the plastic, making an outer covering.
Then I would put it on like this, and see how the plastic just covers it a little bit. I don't like too much plastic on my skin, but it just covers it, and then you could bandage that on, and if the tissue is swelling, you would wrap it on and keep it on all night, or keep it on for a few hours. Potato is used for tissue inflammation. So there's your sprained ankle. It can be for an ingrown toenail.
The fourth food is ginger.
Now we're going to have a look at ginger. Ginger can be used internally and ginger can be used externally. Internally, It's an anti-inflammatory, but it's probably mostly known for its anti-nausea effect. Now, the easiest way, I think, to have this is to grate it. So you grate it on that little grater, and you'll grate about a teaspoon, and you put it in a little teapot and pour boiling water on it, and let it sit probably 10 minutes. Now, that might be too strong for you. If it's too strong, you just water it down a little bit. If someone's very cold, maybe they've been caught out in the cold or something, and it's very hard to warm them up, give them a cup of hot ginger tea and it will warm them up very nicely. So it can be used for nausea, it can be used to warm a person if they're chilled or cold. And you saw too, it is one of the recipes in the flu bomb. Now we're going to look at what you can do with ginger externally.
Ginger can also be used externally. To use ginger externally, grate the ginger into fine pieces and wrap it in a light cloth or towel. Place this wrap on a plastic bag to act as an outer covering, and place this on the affected area of your body.
So if you apply this to the lower back, the heat relaxes the muscles, and yet the ginger is reducing the inflammation. Now, if someone has an inflamed joint, say a wrist or an ankle or a knee or toes, we apply the ginger poultice maybe about 6 o'clock in the evening, and within half an hour, if there's inflammation in there, the skin gets very hot. And then the person has the choice when they're going to bed, is that heat all right? Because if it's too hot, they can just take it off. But if it feels good to them, they can go to sleep. But when people have gout or arthritis, the heat is usually very, very nice. And again, for a sore lower back, it's very nice. And the first one I'm going to look at is the onion. And the cooked onion, in my knowledge, is used for two main reasons. One is for an earache. The other place that you can use a cooked onion is on a boil.
Onion has been used as a medicinal herb for centuries. It has been proven to heal several illnesses, including headache, toothache, body pain, and flu.
Now, you either steam it or dry bake it, because if you boil it, some of the healing properties in the onion will go into the water.
To use honey as a home remedy for earache, Dr. Barbara advises you steam or fry the onion, cut it in half, and squeeze the juice of the hot onion into a spoon. Allow to cool slightly, then pour the onion juice into the affected ear.
When it's soft, you cut it in half, and what you can do is you can squeeze it, squeeze some of the juice from the steamed onion. It'll be boiling. And when it hits the spoon, it'll cool a little, and then you can put that into the ear, and that can bring a bit of relief.
To use the onion itself, wrap the steamed onion in a hand napkin and ensure that the temperature is not too hot for your skin. Once this is done, you can then place the wrapped onion on the affected area and keep it in place for a couple hours. Repeat this process if the onion gets cold.
And then you will put a little sheet of plastic over that, which will keep the warmth in, and then you could bandage it on the ear. As long as you can keep it warm, you can keep it there. If it starts to get cold, then the ear will ache. The onion will just reduce the inflammation to the point that the blood may take the pus away. But the raw onion is used often mostly for respiratory.
On the other hand, onion can be used in its raw form as medicine. Dr. Barbara teaches of its use in treatment of respiratory issues. To use raw onion, cut the onion into pieces and put it into a plastic bag, and put your feet into the plastic bag and hold in place with a socks. The feet has been proven to have the largest amount of pores in the body, therefore it's a good point of absorption.
Because the biggest pores in your body are on the bottom of your feet, and the body will take the onion where it needs to go. And often it'll take it if you need it in the chest or to clear the head.